BasketsTALK Ausgabe 9 mit Benas Veikalas. Guten Morgen.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Machen wir das auf Deutsch? Du bist jetzt das dritte Jahr hier. Auf Deutsch?
Ich spreche in Deutsch, keine Problem.
Dann machen wir das so. Nein.
Am besten spreche in English.
The good thing is you signed a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
So just in case we'll proceed with this kind of podcast for the next 2 seasons, we'll do a German-only podcast by the end of next season. Is this a promise from your side? At least we try to.
We try to.
So today we'll do it in German, and I promise in English, and I promise if we're gonna do it in German next season, I'll throw in a couple Lithuanian from my Lithuanian skills.
That's a deal.
That's a deal. It's a tough deal. Today we got to talk about a lot of games. We got to talk about the Frankfurt game, the Fechter game ahead of us, the Bremerhaven game ahead of us. Speaking of 3 games in 7 days, we got to talk about learning to shoot, the art of shooting, playing alongside other wingmen, and offensive rebounding of yours, which is a nice little topic I came across while doing my research. So to start things off. When thinking of players from Lithuania, it's always the same. It's always the same cliche that people think, "Hey, he's from Lithuania. He can shoot. He can stand in the corner all day long, and he can knock down threes." Is it really as simple as that, or is it just, I don't know? Is it just like that when you're from Lithuania, that this is or maybe this is the main focus during your youth days, that you get taught to, find the open space, find the open lanes, and get open shots?
I think it's a stereotype, and that we have to live up to. We don't produce a lot of athletic players, and so I think as a youth coaches, they teach us a lot about technique and fundamentals. So we try to compensate this not being super athletic, gifted. So we work on shooting, and I had a lot of guys in front of me, who are role models and great shooters, and like I said, I'm not an athletically gifted athlete, so I had to choose my path, and I chose to work as much as I can on my shooting and see where it takes me.
Talking of role models, give me some names. Who were the guys that you tried to follow during your youth days? I mean, when I grew up, I started my youth career during the 90s, so obviously it was like the B.J. Armstrong, the Reggie Millers, of course, and those kind of players. But I think, but I could imagine, being from Lithuania, there are several other greats to follow.
Yeah, there's, plenty, Lithuanian great shooters. I could talk about Kurtinaitis. He's from the older generation. He played here in Germany, and he was always, very calm nerves. He was cool as a pickle, we say it. I heard the stories that, he would drain a lot of 3-pointers here in Hagen.
He did.
And, talking about these days, we had Macijauskas, we had Šiškauskas, we have, Jasaitis. The guys can shoot 3-pointers any time of the day. Day or night, so I had plenty guys to look up to, and just try to be like them when I grow up, and I think I did a pretty good job.
Yeah. Well, when we talk about the form of shooting, when did you really find your personal form of shooting? I remember from my youth days, it was like, when you start shooting as a youngster and you don't have the strength, you start shooting from right in front of your chest, and then the ball moves higher and higher. And when did you find your stroke? When did you find your form of shooting that lasted until today?
My coach in Lithuania, he said, shoot however you want, as long as it goes in. I won't complain, I won't say anything bad, and I won't try to change it, because, hey, if you make it, it doesn't matter. But I think the college days in the US, it made me realize, and the coaches helped me to realize that, hey, my shot is all about repetition. and if I get my form down, which I had it, for me it's just about repetition and just keep doing it. And with repetition comes confidence, and with the confidence you put it in the game and you get success a lot of times.
Let's pretend there's nobody out there who has ever seen you shooting. There are so many different forms of shooting. There are so many different types of shooters out there. There are the strong ones. There are the ones that, jump extremely high and release it at the very top point. Then are those guys who barely jump and just it's like a fling or so. If you had to describe or give somebody an example of how you shoot the ball, what would that look like?
I think for me it's just a flow, one motion. Starting from your legs and just going all the way to the top. And I always tell myself you gotta grab the cookie from the cookie jar up top, because I don't have super strong legs, so I don't push up that much. But what makes me a good shooter is that I try to lift my hand up and give the ball enough arch. So then if you have a good line and you have a good form, this high arch gives you a bigger chance of going into a basket. So the main point for me, and I think for a lot of other shooters, is you must grab that cookie from the cookie jar, because when you got a tough defense and when you don't have much time to prepare for your shot, that high arch and getting the cookie from the cookie jar, it helps you.
There's those situations where you have to, it's the where you receive the pass and immediately throw it, and then there are the situations where you have one dribble or maybe two dribbles out of the pick and roll, or you're coming around screens, receiving the ball, and just take the drive and then stop, pop, and let it fly. How important is it that you have this last extremely strong dribbling? How important is that to your shot, that once you pound the ball for the last time, that it lifts high from the ground, that you can grab it right in front of your chest, or is that to no concern for you?
No, it is very important. Like I said, it's about the flow, So this last extra hard dribble, it just sets you up for the whole shot. Your legs are set up, you're in a good motion, and if you have a good bounce, I think it's just the whole structure gets completed, and then you can take a good shot.
So it makes it easier when you take a hard last dribble, that the ball is immediately going into that flow.
Into the flow, right.
Okay. We saw, now we're making the switch to the game versus Frankfurt. And I do remember one time, I think it was during the first half, not exactly sure about it, where we were late in for 24 seconds and you were on top of the key and you had to create your own shot. And I was sitting there and seeing you take a couple of dribbles, and I was saying to my neighbor, maybe that's not his shot. Would you agree on saying that you're best on shooting when you're having those screen and roll situations, or when you come around screens, or even if you're open in the corner waiting for the pass, instead of really having to create your own shot?
Yeah, I mean, you have to take what the game gives you. Like you said, it was at the end of the shot clock, and I had a bigger guy than me, and personally, I would have liked to penetrate, but then there was Steve posting up, with another big man guarding him. So I said, okay, I'll just have to create some space and get a 3-pointer off. Yeah. But it just depends on the situation, and whatever the game throws at you, then you have to take it.
Yeah. Is that something that you would like to have in your game more? This one-on-one situations, pull up out of the dribbling and create your own shot more?
Yes, I think if you have more options in your game, I think it helps you. Yeah. And especially now, with so much time into a season, there is a different defense against me, and I do feel people closer to me, and there is no help. I can stand the whole time now in the corner, and they would barely leave me. Choosing other players to shoot. So I think, the more options you have in your game, and if you can make them work and get some points out of it, it helps you and it helps the team.
At what point of the season did it start that teams tried or started to guard you closer, that they would send one guy or especially after you to take you or to possibly take you out of the game? At what point during the season did you realize, hey, damn, they're standing on my feet?
Yeah, first couple of months of the season, for me personally, it was great, and I was shooting well. And when you get to the top scoring list, on the BBL, with all these great offensive players, other teams, they see that and they notice that, and they look for your weak spots too. So they say, hey, and they look for your teammates' weak spots. So if they can take one good shooter out of the game and make others make plays and take the shots, it's the chance of, it's a chance of strategy. So, answer your question is, when I was there on the board, everybody sees it, and our team also see it, our players on that board. So your main point is, hey, let's stop the guy and let's make our guys make the plays.
Has there been any talk within the team that you maybe have tried to use you as a decoy, so to speak? That, we have you running around screens, through picks, we will send you from one side to the other just to hopefully give you an open look, and you always have your defender on your heels, and this can be a distraction for the opposing defense as well, and get other guys open. Have you guys talked about this option?
We have, we had this, we had the same situation when Donatas was here, the first couple of games. It would make much easier when I set the screen, or I decoy my man and decoy his man, and he gets open. So a lot of times, same as with Steve or with Mel, when I run off the screens, a lot of times, if the guy is behind me, somebody else needs to help. And we got a lot of points in Munich. We got Jamel a lot of times open because his big man John Bryan had to come out and help out on me. And then he got open, or Steve got open, or Tony gets open. So we do talk about it, and we try to use it for our advantage in the game, and get them open shots.
How much patience does a shooter need? When we're talking about what we already mentioned, about running up and down court, and you have to defend as well, and you have to hustle, and then on offense, you don't get any pause, you don't get any possession off. You always have to run, you always have to work for your open shot, but you don't always get it. So how much patience does a shooter need?
A lot, a lot. Much more, I think, when you think about it. And most important is, I think you have to wait. You have to let the game come to you, and just be patient. But it's not easy. And I'm talking from, my point of view and latest games. You do get frustrated sometimes when you don't get your shot off, or when you miss a couple of times. So a lot of patience.
So how much does it help that everybody? Either if you talk to the guys in press conferences, or between practices, or behind closed doors, everybody is like, Benas is a shooter. So every time he's having an open look, hey, he's got the green light. So how much does this help you, knowing that everybody wants you to shoot, and is giving you the green light, and giving you the freedom to just let the ball fly?
It does help a lot to have the confidence from from your players and from the coaches. It's a lot for the shooters. I think it's the most important things to have it from the team and feel it that, hey, they got your back. They want you to take the open shot, and they let you take it. So it's very important. It's a big part.
We have to talk about a whole other dynamic of being a wingman for the Telekom Baskets. I mean, with you being here for the third consecutive season, you've played alongside a couple other great wingmen. You played alongside Simon. It's his birthday today as we tape it. It's his birthday.
Happy birthday, Simonas.
We had Taylor Battle. Last year we had Rob Vaden, and this year we got Ryan Brooks. And each of those four guys is, to me, those are four different kinds of players. Especially when we talk about their art of scoring or the way they do scoring. Especially when you look at the way that they shoot the ball. Coming back to the form of shooting, you had Rob, who had this extremely strong upper body, and every time he went up for the shot, I was like, this it looks like a machine, you know. It's always like strong, tuk, 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 tuk. And then he releases the ball. Then you had Simon, who was out of those four, I think, when it comes to shooting, the closest to your form of shooting, because he was like, it's just smooth. I love the way he was waiting, sitting in the corner, receiving the ball, and then just lets it fly. And then you have Brooks, who jumps through the roof every time he's shooting the ball. And then you had Taylor, who was, you know, somewhat in between Brooks and Simon, I would say. How important is it to have a strong other guard or small forward with you on the court? How much easier does it make to have our offensive flowing and our offensive working?
Like you said, all these guys, you know, they are really great shooters, and when you have these guys on the court and you play with them, it means that the defense have to closer to the shooters, to the guys. So, you know, it opens so much space for the other guys to have a chance to get open or penetrate or make something happen on offense. I mean, it's like I said, it's important. It's maybe the fans see it better, you know, when the defense is up close on both wings, let's say, and there are a lot of open space to create and make things happen on offense. So I don't know. It's
or let's put it this way. How much of a difference, or what was the major difference, or if there was any, between playing alongside Simon and Taylor in the first season you came here, compared to last season playing with Rob? Was there any difference, or?
I think the most important thing was I had to be ready, you know, and because the Simonas and Rob, they were also ready to shoot, and like if we had something going and my man would try to help out to leave me a little bit, I had to be ready, because I knew the other guys were ready. And our offense was based on, you know, you open, you shoot it, you try to play fast but under control and try to get open shot, and you just let it fly. I mean, Simonas did it, Rob did it. Now, you know, Ryan is versatile. He can shoot, but he also drives. So whenever I play with him, you know, I feel, hey, I gotta be ready, but I have to get out of his way, because he's very good at, you know, creating his shot or creating, driving to the basket and, you know, trying to make something happen there. But the most important thing is just be ready, and Ryan, get out of the way and be ready, you know.
How much time did it take you to get adjusted to Ryan's game? I mean, he came in this summer, and how much time did it take both of you guys to get adjusted to, you know, each other's game?
It took some time, but you know, we had a good preseason, and I think now a lot of times we play opposite times.
Yeah.
So when I play, he's out of the game, and when he plays, I'm out of the game, and maybe we finish the game together at the end. But I think we help each other with our strengths on offense, and I mean, if we on the same side, and my guy is very close to me, it's much easier for him to play against his man, and when his shot is dropping from the behind the arch, then the whole team has trouble stopping us.
Yeah, because the series, the defense has to take him more serious, and if his man is closing up on him, he's able to take the drive, and so your man has to help out, he'll kick it,
right,
and then you'll be able to throw it up. That being said, we were right at the Frankfurt game. It's been a huge win, a needed win. It's a 74-54. What to your, or from your perspective, what was key to pulling away midway through the third quarter? I mean, we were up by double digits at the half, but it's been a low-scoring game all over the place, and then we had those maybe 2 or maybe 3 or 4 blown offenses early to start the third quarter.
Yeah.
Coach took the timeout, and then it took us a little, let's say 2 or 3 minutes, and then you hit your 3 to go up by 13, I guess, and out of a sudden everything is clicking our way. What was it?
Well, Frankfurt is a very defensive-oriented team. We knew we play hard and we played good defense, and with them it's never a high-scoring game. But I think when the coach took a timeout in that beginning of the third quarter, we didn't play bad in defense. We got our stops. I think we were just too anxious to do something so fast on offense that we missed a shot and we made a turnover, and I think I made another turnover. So coach just said, hey, you guys playing great defense, you have a great effort, just
Reward
breathe,
yourselves.
Right, just take your time and just calm down. You'll get your shot, you'll get the right offense going, just calm down. So I think that helped us to break through. And then, I mean, everybody being on the same page, from the aggressiveness standpoint, the bench came in, and there was, I didn't see a letdown once in that game. Everybody who came in contributed with the effort, and then we had our offense going with Dave, making his shots and getting open drives, and then Steve, when he started dropping the bombs, it was a great team effort.
Talking about Frankfurt games, this was, where do I take my notes? Where do I have my notes? It's been the highest point differential, the second highest point differential in a win for us this year. The highest point differential we had so far was Frankfurt, first game, winning 89-67, point differential of 22 points. This game was 20-point differential, and the lowest ends, besides that, those 54 points allowed were the lowest points allowed, besting our result from the 60-59 win versus Berlin. So would you agree on the fact that, on the statement that we got to play defense first in order to initiate our offense, that we, and on certain nights we will be able to win games just through our offense, but that when we play solid, good, hard-nosed D, it's always, or it should be easier to live, to initiate our offense and to play to our strengths that are transition offense.
Yeah, I think most of the times if the team plays good defense, it motivates you more on offense, and I think it gives you more energy and more fun to play offense. You feel energized, you feel satisfied with the defense, and But as I said, it was a great team effort, and we didn't have no one being tired yesterday. We had a good subs. Everybody found the rhythm. We had good contributions from all of the players. So defense helps much, and it helps to win the most of the games. And for our team, and I've been here 3 years, every year, it seems, if we have a good defense, our team just keeps rolling. And I don't know why, but I hope we keep playing defense like that.
So you took away my upcoming question. So why don't we play more defense? I mean, we know it's like that we have the stops on defense, or if we can control the defensive boards, or at least try to, and give good effort on the boards, and we have our runouts, we have our transition offense. It's always easier because we have all the parts. We have the point guards that can run the floor. We have the wings that can run. We have the bigs who can run. We have bigs and wings who can do some damage and coming in as trailers. So why not play more defense?
It's easy question, and I think every team in the league thinks this way. And hey, if we play a great defense, like we play our best games, then we would be the champions of BBL. The team, we always, come out and we want to play our best defense. We do put the best effort. I mean, and sometimes you have trouble. Sometimes you have different, offensive players or offensive tactics from the other teams, which makes it harder. And I think as long as this is our second home game, which we had a really good start, and before that we were struggling with it. So we had a good start against Ludwigsburg. Yesterday we had a good start. So there are positive things coming out, and I think with the remaining games of the season, if we concentrate on that hey, let's do have a good start. And then, like I said, if we do get stops, our team starts rolling.
Have you guys been worried about Frankfurt's starting lineup? The moment they stepped on the court, I was thinking, if this works out in their favor, we're in trouble. I mean, they had Vogtman.
Right.
They had Bartel at the 4, and they had Dane Watts at the 3. Watts is more of a 3 than Bartel. But they had 3 big guys out there, and I was like, okay, this might cause some trouble for us, especially on the defensive end. I saw you having your battles with Bartel and Watts down there, and I was like, maybe, damn, if they can use that to their advantage, we're in trouble.
Right. We did talk about it, Coach focused and mentioned on it that they could use that. They did it before in the games, and they were pretty successful. And we had our plans on defense. That if they play a big against me, I'll front them, and then I'll have the help side behind me. So they're not going to get easy layups, obviously. And that was their strategy. But I think it's a 50-50. When you have 3 big men on the floor, and then they have to defend us. Yeah. So we have to take advantage of that too. And I think we did a good job.
Absolutely. So for the last time talking about our transition game, how much do you like playing that up-tempo transition offense? I mean, it always comes back to shooting. Being a shooter, I think most of your strengths come into play when we have a half-court set. Or is it that you love to run out? And during my youth days, it's always been like, okay, if we got the ball, just run to baseline, stop at the baseline, and when the point guard is coming with the ball, just sprint back to get open. Is it as easy like this, or?
It's a little bit harder because Tony always beats you, to the baseline. But with Jared, and then with the wings like Brooks and Tony and David, it is fun to play a fast break whenever we have a chance, and yeah, you barely can beat Tony, to the baseline. I don't think anybody can beat him.
He's always going for the hoop. He's always going for the alley-oop.
Right, so, I just try to find my best spot on the three-point line in case, they're helping on Tony and I get left open.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's a really fun part for the players to have fast breaks like that. And I think it's also very enjoyable for the fans too, to see it, especially when we finish it with the points or a dunk or a three-pointer. I love that part.
Do you feel that going for a three in transition is a good option, or is it a worse option than maybe attacking the rim?
I think it depends. It depends what kind of situation. If you have a chance to go for a layup, then go for a layup. But I think you also have you have to know who's gonna take the shot.
Yeah.
Maybe there are people that, hey, if you're on a fast break, maybe you shouldn't take the shot. But I like to take the shot. The coach tell me to take a shot. My teammates tell me to take the shot. So I feel good about taking the shot.
Yeah.
And then, hey, if I see Tony or somebody else on the basket and we're in a better situation, then why not to pass it up and get 100% 2 points?
Yeah, absolutely. We have to talk about the upcoming road game in Fechter. We won the first meeting 96-83. This has been a high-scoring game, and I do remember they gave us a hard time before we finally came up on the winning end. Is this a special game for you, knowing that you tied your career high with 24 points in the first meeting, knocking down 5 of 8 threes, which is a tie for your career highs in 3 points made as well. Just in case you didn't know that. Talking about going in there, knowing that those guys lost 5 in a row, and knowing that this is the middle game of our 3 games in 7 days stint, what do we have to do right, or what do we have to carry over from the Frankfurt game into Wednesday's game to hopefully come up on the winning end?
I think we need to carry the fire from the Frankfurt game. From what I heard, it's a loud gym. Fans are nuts, so it's going to be a great atmosphere. Like you said, they lost a couple of games, so they'll be hungry. They don't have nothing to lose, and for them to redeem themselves at home, I think it's a great way, like it was for us yesterday. And they're really good on the defense and offensive rebounding. I think will be our main point, to try to get the rebounds and try to stop them from getting second chances. I remember the big man gave a lot of trouble to us here.
Medrich, yep.
Yes, and our main focus will be to stop him, obviously, and stop the little guy, Williams. Because when he gets going, it makes the whole team look really good and hard to stop. But I always think you have to, worry about what you can do, what your team can do, and make the other team worry about you. Like I said, if we bring that fire out that we had yesterday, we get everybody involved, we'll play hard, we'll get steals, we'll get open shots. And as long as we just keep going, and if we, after a couple of stops, we get rolling, they will have trouble stopping us.
And you already mentioned how important rebounding is against Fechter. I mean, those guys are, I'm not sure if they're still leading, but at least they're in the top 3 in the offensive rebounding per team. How important is it that our small guys, let's say position 1 through 3, are going for the defensive rebound? I mean, every time, that was my impression that came to my mind first when I was thinking about the first meeting we had with those guys, was every time they're going for the shot, everybody's crushing the board. the offensive board. It was like crazy. It was like
Right.
5 of their guys are attacking the rim just in case the ball doesn't go in. So how important is it that our small guys are protecting the basket as well and going for the rebound?
It's going to be very important. We cannot rely on just Kurt and Tony and Jamel, big guys, Steve, to get the rebounds, because it's very hard. And they had, the best team offensively crashing the boards from 1 through 5. Yeah. So it's going to be a team effort, and we all have to be responsible for our man, and all have to box out to collectively get that rebound, because it's not going to be 1 or 2 players just getting the rebounds.
How tempting is it to, especially as a wing player, how tempting is it to not go for the defensive rebound, but to go off in transition and just hoping that somebody else will collect the ball, give it to the point guard, and he'll throw the Hail Mary pass?
Yeah, but
it's always been like this. That's how I remember playing. It's always when you see, okay, somebody lets it fly. Yeah, somebody will collect it. I'll go off, and you're at midcourt or the opposing three-point line, and then you realize, damn, they got the offensive rebound. Okay, let's turn back and go the other way and play some defense once more.
Yeah, or if your coach sees you, then hey, he's gonna sub you out the next possession. But through whole of this season, we don't have enough guys, including me, because I'm the smaller guy playing the 3 position, to get so many rebounds, and us having so many opportunities to have these kind of fast breaks. Yeah. So we know our teams are crashing the board, so it's better to kind of safe and sorry. And personally, me, I want to try to get the rebound. I try to just box my man out, because usually he's going to be taller. Just get him out of the paint or where the ball is, and hopefully somebody from our team get the ball, and then we'll do our fast break.
So now I want a promise from you.
Okay.
Today, or given today, stats, you're averaging 2.2 rebounds per game. By the end of the season, counting from today forward, I want you to have a higher average than 2.2. Let's make a cut over here, and we start from 0 till the end of the season, and I want you to average more than 2.2 rebounds per game.
How many do you want to average? What's the number?
That's your average. 2.2
right.
is your average. So let's say, okay, until now you had 2.2. From now on, I would love to have you average more than 2.2 rebounds.
Okay. All right.
For a Coke.
For a Coke. Let's do
fair.
it. Let's do it. Yeah.
That's how I like it. And for the last part of this podcast, we have to talk about offensive rebounding, which crossed my research or crossed my mind while I was doing research. And I came up with the interesting number of you having a total of 25 offensive rebounds in the 2011-2012 season, your first with Bonn. Mm-hmm. Out of those 24 total offensive rebounds, which was the most important and the most enjoyable one? Oh, this should be an easy one.
That's an easy question. Yes, the first one and the last rebound in the playoffs against Bamberg. That was a good one.
Take me through that situation. I've been talking about it with Taylor. I've been talking about it with Jared, with almost everybody who was involved in that play. But I think we never talked about this. So how in hell did you manage, or why did you crash the board, which isn't, your usual habit, without being offensive, but
I think the gods of basketball were on our side in that game. Because going back to that possession, we got 2 offensive rebounds. We had a missed shot, we got the offensive rebound. Then Taylor missed a shot, we got I got another.
You missed a layup.
A layup.
A layup.
Right. So
wide open. No, not wide open, but a little. It was contested. Okay, but.
Right, and I think it's just a right time, right moment, and it doesn't take no special skills or anything. It just I had effort. I said, hey, you don't know what happens. Maybe the ball will bounce my way, and if Taylor misses it, and which it did. It came right my way, and I was lucky enough to punch it in and throw it in, and I mean it was definitely the very enjoyable moment, and for me and for the start of the playoffs. Like I said, it's the gods were
on
our side that game, and I got to be in the right place, right time.
Yeah. And I do remember nobody boxed you out, right? I think you were on top of the key or around the three,
right?
The free throw line, and nobody boxed you out.
No,
that what was coming to my mind. I mean, they had the big, they had plies underneath the basket.
Yeah, we had
and
Tucker,
was it Tucker?
Roberts.
Yeah,
Tucker.
And I think Slaughter was somewhere else. I don't know where he was at that time, but nobody saw you coming.
No, because I'm so small,
Oh,
so.
Come on.
Hey, when you play basketball, these kind of situations where you get the offensive rebound, it's very hard for defense to match up and find your man or find the man to guard. So, especially after 2 offensive rebounds, everything was disbobulating, time was running down, and I think they also didn't expect me to go there and end up there too. So I guess they didn't think I'll punch it in, and
the sniper would snuck in.
Yeah.
But did you realize it was on time or before the buzzer, or was it? I mean, it's been a close decision.
Right, it was, but I think I knew it was a little time left before that, because it was no question. That went in, and there was no doubt from everybody. So it was just one of these moments.
It's still one of the greatest Bonn playoff moments in those 18 years of Bonn basketball in the first division. Absolutely,
that's good to be a part of it. It's especially and to break Bamberg's winning streak
at home. I think they didn't lose for 49 consecutive BBL games in that gym. Yeah.
Right, and I mean to start the playoffs that way, it was a really nice time.
Absolutely, that's a nice memory to bring back, or to bring it back on the table. So Benas, thanks for stopping by. Have a good practice and a nice ride to Fechter, and hopefully come back with a win.
Hopefully, that's the plan.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks.